All right, guys. Yeah, we came from Kansas, a little farm auction over in Kansas, and we picked up this beautiful International 500 swather. Yeah, that's gonna up the production just a tad. We can eventually down the road get ourselves a little bit wider swather, but this is the one that they had on it. So it's got about 19 hours or so on it. It's kind of beat up, but hey, it still works and functions. We did get rid of that pole behind International Windrower itself, and we picked ourselves up a square baler. Heck yeah. We got this thing for about $32,000, I believe is what we initially paid for this thing. So, this thing is going to be nice. We're going to be able to push out the bales just like quick. We won't have to stop for that round baler. So we did sell the round baler. We did sell the pull behind swather. But let's get this stuff started because we do have a busy day because we're going to go over and mow the final mowing of the season over on that small field, which is about 3.5 acres or so. But we do need to hop out here and get the tailgates undone. So let's get the straps off of that thing. Probably turn the lights off. We do need to grab the tractor, though, to get this thing off of there. So let's get this thing unloaded. We don't quite need it quite yet because we need to get the swather going and get that thing all mowed up before we continue on to use this thing. But I am super excited to get this thing moving. It will be, I think it'll be a fun one. Oh man, look at this thing. This thing is going to be beautiful. Let's go and get this thing parked up out of the way, because the first and foremost thing that we need to do, because we have not done that yet, is we need to go feed the cows. So let's go get into the 856 here. Let's get some silage into that mixer and let's go get them fed, because I'm sure they're probably awfully hungry. We did get some of that field 16. We did get that all windrowed and picked up with straw, so that was good. We got about what do we have there, 10 bales I think. So yeah, let's get these cows fed. Oh, that's a beautiful shot right there. Goodness gracious, that's beautiful. We'll come over here, we'll feed the little calves first. So these calves, I believe, are like 7 months old. So they're getting closer to be able to get put over into the big field over there. Gonna hopefully have some cattle there. I'm not sure how many we're gonna get without, it actually happening. Did we just literally fill them up? We did fill them up. Nice. All right, let's go fill this thing up one last time and go give the big cows something to eat. Oh, look at that field. That's coming in nice. That was what we planted last episode with the John Deere seeder. That is looking really good. Really good. All right, we're going to go over here. Let's get this thing filled up for the last time and go get those other cattle fed quick. Be kind of a tight squeeze. We probably could have, moved the trailer, but, let's make this a challenge, shall we? We'll probably not make it. No? Hey, look at that. Goodness gracious. I can back up a trailer. That's good. That is good. Can we get it loaded? Not quite close enough to get it loaded, so make sure we don't hit that. Make sure we don't turn the wrong direction. How about that? That's probably going to be a starters. Nope, still not close enough. All right, well, we'll get this in there. There we go. Now we got it. All right, those cows should be hungry down here, so let's go get those in there. As you guys can see, it is December up there. It is starting to get cold. It is 46 degrees. It's supposed to be a high of 58. Light wind is what's happening. But, we only have $8,872 left in the account, which is not a whole lot. But I'm hoping here by next month we will be able to start selling some of that wheat that we had, that we got stored in the bins. Uh-oh, a little muddy. Are we getting stuck? What's going on here? We are stuck, and we're dumping it. Oh, okay, well, I guess we'll just kind of back out of this one. How about that? Chores are done. Chores are finally done. Let's get this thing parked back up in there, parked up out of the way, and we need to get that swather going. Not 100% sure yet if we want to do, I think I kind of want to do grass bales. Let's get this 5,000 fired up and start down on that field down there. Look at this. Pretty nice, actually. Kind of cozy in here, but it'll do. Down the lane we go. Better pick up the head there so we're not scraping it on the gravel. Head down the lane here. Oh, this is such a beautiful map. I just got to continue to give props to No Creek Farms. All right, well. Whoa, we got to get used to that turning. That turning is quite a bit sharper than what we're used to. Let's get this thing fired up and see how it goes. And drop that down. We paid about 32 or 33,000. I know we spent a little bit of money, but we sold the baler, the round baler. We sold the other windrower. I know we probably went a little bit backwards as far as money-wise goes, but I think that this is going to benefit us with the ability to more efficiently mow the grass. Kind of upgrading the farm a little bit here. I think it's going to be a good fit for the farm. Very good fit. Okay, we're gonna kind of come over here. We'll drop that down, and away we go there. So while we are traveling to Kansas to go pick up some of this stuff, to pick up that baler and pick this up, and one other piece of item that is getting worked on at the shop, I called the co-op and they came out and they did some soil samples to see kind of where we're sitting with nitrogen and pH levels of the field and stuff like that. So they came out, took some soil samples, so that way we know where we're sitting with our land. So that way we can be more efficient and more cost effective in a way with what we have as far as what we need to put on the fields. So that way we get better yields in return. I know it costs us some money, but hey, it is what it is. That's the cost of farming. So yeah, they came out, did all that work for us, got our soil samples back, and now we'll be able to make sure that we're putting the correct stuff on the fields, the right amounts on the field. This field here came back and it was pretty much perfect as far as nutrients, nitrogen, fertilization, pH, all that kind of stuff. It was sitting pretty good, so we didn't put anything. We're not going to put anything on this until the next season. We might maybe put some manure on this field just to kind of bring up that fertilization a little bit. There's a possibility we might have to put some lime on all of the fields, so that will be a little bit of a task. Let's just hop out real quick and let's take a look and see here. The windrows here are pretty good. It's doing a really good job of just cutting. That's good. I am happy with this thing. I am very happy with this right here. So away we go. Let's get this thing finished up. And I think we're going to windrow this stuff into... we're going to take two windrows, put them together with less windrows, but we'll be able to fill up that baler a lot quicker. So I have never seen one of these, honestly, in real life. I have never, the area that I grew up in, you didn't typically see this stuff. You typically seen like a sickle mower. You didn't see a whole lot of these around in my area for where I grew up. So if anybody has ran one of these, know somebody that has one, how do you guys like them? What do you think about these things? Kind of cool. I like it. But let me know down in the comments, guys, if you guys have ever seen not just an international, but a mower of this style where you guys grew up, or maybe you operate one, maybe you have one. Leave a comment down there and tell me what you think about them, or what your thoughts and opinions are. Are they good? Do they have a lot of maintenance to them? I mean, they have a motor, so they're going to have some maintenance to them. Field done and mowed. Now we got to head back up to the farm, up to the house up here, and grab the 856. And I believe we're just going to make some grass bales out of this, just because we don't have any grass bales, and I would like to try to get some going here for hopefully to be able to start making some TMR to the house. Looks like all the cows, they're eating their food. Got one lonely cow out here who's just grazing in the pasture. Let's get up in here. We can kind of park this. I'm not quite sure what. I think we're gonna put it in the smaller shed for the time being, but we do kind of need to park it just out of the way here. Let's park it over here for now. There we go. Let's hop out. We have to grab. Let's grab the 856. over there, and let's go grab the windrower. Manure pile is stacking up. It's good. It's not going to be enough, obviously, to do the field, but it'll be plenty enough to, you know, keep the cost down of fertilizer and stuff like that. So that will be a plus. Let's head back down to the field. We got to get that field raked. Like I said, I would really like to try to get that field over here, some fertilizer on it yet today. So hopefully we can get that done. Hopefully the mechanic shop there at the dealership has gone through that piece of equipment that I haven't told you about yet. Hopefully they're able to get that thing up and running for me today, because I would really like to go pick that up. Now, we still haven't decided yet how we're going to do this stuff. We kind of lost our window. Plant anything in wheat for this go around. Maybe next go around get some more wheat or even some barley. All right, getting this nice big windrows here. Oh gosh, watch out for the guy wire here. So I think what we'll do here is we're gonna hit this stuff here, because I want to kick that stuff back into the field a little bit better. Not quite sure what we're going to yield off of this. You know, how many bales we're going to get. I believe we're going to do the 180 centimeter bales. Let me know, guys. Should we do the larger bales, or should we continue to use the 180 centimeter bales? I think it does like 240 or something like that is what it will go up to. And now those are some big bales. Do we need them that big? I don't think so. Not at this point. We're not a big enough operation that we're going to need to have such large bales. So 180 centimeters at this point, I think, will work, I believe, just fine. I'm hoping just fine. All right, well, these will be some very plump windrows. That baler is going to eat them up, that's for sure. But we'll go down to the end of this down here, and we'll try to kick this stuff back. I think we can get this stuff kicked back into the field a little bit, so we're not so awkwardly with the baler itself. Eventually, we'll kind of maybe do something like this, and we'll just lift it up, and yeah, that should work just fine. All right, let's spin around this direction. Okay, yeah, these are looking good. These are looking really good. We don't have too many passes left here on this here to get these all windrowed, but it's already almost 11 a.m. Getting pretty close to lunchtime again there. Spent most of the morning out here cutting and just windrowing the grass. Now, I probably should have done the end rows last, but we'll get it all work out. It'll be fine. It will be completely fine, guys. Now, it's been a hot minute in real life doing any sort of baling, anything like that. I mean, I'm talking back when I was like 12, 13, 14 years old, maybe not even that old, helping Grandpa and Dad on the farm. Baling hay. It has been a hot minute. Baling some hay. We had horses. So Grandpa had the stuff. My dad had some of the stuff. And we would bale hay for our horses that we had. And I'm not quite sure, like my brain is still trying to wrap around how we windrowed and all that kind of stuff. Because, you know, typically at that age, Dad did most of that stuff. And he just used me to throw the square bales on the rack. That was a fun time. It's always so hot. Always so hot when you're baling. Hey, just a few more passes here, and then we'll be able to get the new to us baler out. I'm excited for that. Thing's huge, a lot bigger than the round baler. Looks like we only got one more little path here, and this will all be windrowed, and we can go grab the baler. Who's excited? I'm excited. No look, we're going. We're sending it. Sorry, bud. Sorry. They were a little mad. All right, we'll go park this because we're done with this for right now. Kind of curious how many bales we'll get. I know we're going to use a little bit larger bale size than the 150 that we were having on the round balers, but I think we'll get more of the square balers just because we had a better yield on that field because everything was sitting good with the pH and the nitrogen levels, and they were all sitting very well. So that increased our yield potential. Now my other part of the thing is storage. Where are we going to put all this stuff? Not quite sure. We're just going to have to kind of like just let them sit out in random places, I think. I probably don't need all those straw bales either. And maybe there's a potential that we could just get rid of some of them. So we do have quite a few of them. All right, let's get this baler going. I'm excited for this. It is already hooked up. I completely forgot that we had to hook it up, obviously, to pull it off the trailer, but look at this beaut. This thing is, I like it. I am liking it. Unfold the chute there. Obviously, there's a little bit of wear there because there are some hours on this thing. It is used, so. All right, well, I guess we're ready. I guess we're all ready. I am glad that we did find this, thanks to the dealership for kind of keeping an eye out on some of this stuff, letting me know that there was this auction over there in Kansas to be able to pick this thing up and that mower. All right, you guys let me know down in the comment section, what bale size are we going to do? 180? I'm going to start with 180. Or do we want to go with the 220 or the 240? You guys let me know down in the comments because we will switch that up. So let's get this thing started. Let's get this thing going. Let's drop that down to the ground and let's just get going. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Working beautiful in here. Those rows are nice and straight for us, which is really good. Love the way that that thing is working inside. That is very, very cool. Looks like we got our first bale in there. That's the beauty of square balers, is you don't have to stop anymore. So the time it takes us to bale up the fields is going to be a heck of a lot less time consuming. This also has the ability, we can put silage additive in there. I'm not 100% sure either. Does the silage additive, is that specifically for just doing like silage bales? I'm assuming so, but let me know down in the comments because I want to know, and let's try to help out other people that maybe don't know as well. Does that give you more yield, more bales if you do the silage additive, or is it specifically just for like producing more silage when you wrap the bales and stuff like that? So I'm not 100% sure on how all that works. That's why I got some of you guys to help me out with some of that. Well, we only got a few more passes here left, and this baling season is going to be done until next spring when it's fit again to be able to mow the grass and get some more bales. So I'm really hoping that our decision on purchasing some of this equipment is going to pay off in the long run. I am a little nervous. We are sitting at $8,700. We have not taken out any sort of loans. We haven't done anything like that. We've all been purchased without any of that. So I am a little nervous. I am a little nervous to be able to make it through the next few months. I do know that we're going to have to sell some of our wheat, and I know that we're going to have potentially some pretty decent profits off of that, but oh, it's nerve-wracking. It's very nerve-wracking. All right, we got everything unloaded. Looks like we picked up 14 bales off of this. That's pretty good. That's pretty good for this little field. 14 180 centimeter bales, which I'm good with that. A lot more than the round bales that we had prior. So while we were finishing up that field, the dealership called, and they said that their sprayer's done. We're going to swing on over to the dealership. We're going to pick up our equipment. So they did say that some of the fittings were just leaking, so they replaced a couple of the fittings on there, replaced some of the spray heads, the nozzles on that, so that way we were ready to rock and roll, so we didn't really have to do anything. All right, so they got it loaded up on the trailer. Dang. All right, we better strap that thing down so that way we don't lose it on the way home. There we go, all ready to rock and roll. Oh boy, we need a wide load sign, don't we? Oof. Well, we'll just have to take it slow. I'm pretty excited for this thing. This will fit the farm just perfect, I think. It's big enough that it's not going to take us too terribly long to do our fields. So that's going to be a plus. Now we'll be able to get some fertilizing and some herbicide to be able to kill some weeds. So we're gonna unload. So we're gonna unload this. Get the tailgates down. Should be able to just shut the truck off. There we go, because we don't need that. Let's get this thing unstrapped, and we'll grab the two-wheel drive 7140. This thing will fit on there really nice, really nice. Along with the saddle tanks, this thing's gonna look beautiful. Backed up just perfect there. Whoa, we're moving some stuff. Oh, look at that. That thing is a beaut. Wow. Well, we're gonna have to unhook this thing again because we're gonna have to get the saddle tanks on before this. So I think we can, we'll just kind of drop this here, just like so. And we did have some leftover fertilizer in here from when we initially used it on the cedar. Saddle tanks are hooked up, and we do have some fertilizer in there, so that's a plus. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that, and it just sits right over the top of that, the saddle tanks there. Okay, we need, let's maybe finish topping off our fertilizer here, so that way we have enough. There we go, got the fertilizer up in everything. So we are full. We got the saddle tanks full. We have the sprayer full. So I'll probably go put some fuel on this thing. Goodness gracious. Oh, yeah, let's put some fuel on this. All right, top that thing off with diesel fuel, and let's go spray this field. Oh, that thing is so cool. That thing is so cool. Look at that. That is amazing. All right, we're going to get this field going here. Let's get the end of the field. We can drop this down a little bit lower. Let that finish unfolding here. Turn this on. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. Have a good one.